we covered what happened with Wall Street Bets the other day,
Yeah.
and it's the fallout is still going on, and it's still hilarious. So I thought we'd cover it again.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I think that we should definitely cover these sort of populist uprisings, I guess we can call them. The memes have been fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it is a moment in history for sure. So the first thing here was that the subreddit for Wall Street Bets did go down. It was invite only for a period of time, and people thought that this was Reddit shutting down the subreddit. It wasn't. Apparently the mods, as we have verified here, saying that, no, we just had too many people coming in and we needed to verify everyone.
Yeah.
So they had 2 million new users.
Wow.
So, within a day, it's a bit much.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fair enough to him having to deal with that. I love the Jordan Belfort meme there. Anyway, so the first thing that sort of got my eye is that they've started to come after people trading on GameStop, because apparently this is a threat to our democracy, I guess.
Yeah.
And Trading 212, if we can get that up, we're saying that they, due to unprecedented market activity in GameStop, it is causing extreme strain on the entire trade execution ecosystem worldwide. And they're going to say basically they had to shut down for a little bit because of GameStop.
Well, because of people on Reddit message boards getting involved, right?
Yeah, because there are just so many degenerates just throwing out money.
Yeah.
And I should have prefaced this and say this again just for everyone's sake. We are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice.
Yeah.
We are laymen, so do not take this any which way.
We just think it's funny that a bunch of self-professed degenerates can put extreme strain on the entire trade execution ecosystem.
Yeah. And
Good job.
Apparently it wasn't just Melvin Capital, the one hedge funds that got in trouble here. So there was some reporting that apparently a few hedge funds are all in the same position because they'd also shorted GameStop and they're also making massive losses because the stock didn't just stay where we thought it would. We were assuming the one was dead, people would stop.
Yeah.
But no, it stayed stable, and apparently it's going to open at $470 now per share.
So yesterday it was what, 175?
It opened at 350. It's now trading at 470.
Well, when we finished, it was 175. Then it was 350, and now it's trading at 470.
It's, ridiculous.
So they're going to hit Elon Musk's goal of 1,000 at this rate, is what we're saying.
We're not advising that or predicting it. We're just saying
we don't.
That was
we don't
Elon
know
Musk's
anything.
goal.
Yeah.
So
that was Elon Musk's goal, but I mean they're halfway there.
the trend is up and has been up, which
stonks.
is just weird. Like I said, I don't understand why people are still doing this, but whatever. And then we spoke about this yesterday. There was this prophecy that Vice News would publish something like Wall Street Bets shows that there's white supremacy in the stock market or some such garbage. And the prophecy has come true. It only took a day.
What
so
surprise?
the first thing here is some guy professing that he's managed to find out that the Nazis are trading GameStop. Okay, who cares? I'm sure the Nazis are also drinking water, mate. I don't. But whatever.
Oh, Mother Jones writing about the internet tech and disinformation. Well, thank you for that important insight from Mother Jones.
I saw The Hill were also retweeting this guy, being like, can you please confirm how many Nazis and whatnot?
Oh, probably hundreds of thousands, mate. You better run.
Yeah. So there's also the Financial Times went after Wall Street Bets on this. So I think they've now corrected this or edited the article to take away. Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
So the wording that was there that they've now gotten rid of was, it would be tempting to dismiss the Reddit bros, some of them alt-right supporters, as dumb money and their frenzied buying as a Ponzi scheme. Instead, this is a cautionary tale on how social media can be co-opted to attack financial establishments. It's so they deleted the alt-right thing because they're just calling Wall Street Bets alt-right on the basis of nothing.
I've got a theory about the harmonization of narratives, but I'm not going to go into it now.
Okay.
Let's go.
The other thing here was CNN getting dunked on for they reported that this is Trumpism. Shut up.
Okay, so this guy Chris Cillizza, right? He's essentially like a culture warrior who works for CNN. I watch a lot of his videos actually. He basically does the same thing that we do, and talks about the culture thing. And so I'm not surprised that he sees Trumpism in what's happening here. But to be honest with you, I kind of agree with him.
There's a sort of strain of populism, but his argument is that it's some kind of like with the other guy saying this is some kind of related to racism on the alt-right or something like that.
Yeah.
And of course this is all absolute nonsense. They know it's nonsense, but they're part of the swamp people, so they've got to take down.
Is it nonsense though?
I think it is nonsense that Wall Street Bet is full of racists. They're just objectively not. Most of them are not white by the looks of it, so
But
be pretty weird.
that's not what he's saying though. What he's saying is Trumpism is a revolt of the small people against the establishment.
If he was using it in that language, I'd agree. But
I think that's what he means.
But as with the previous examples, talking about the alt-right, shut up.
But they can't distinguish between the two.
But, you can say this all you want, but what's actually happened, whether we like it or not, is that, no, they are apparently engaging in hate speech, and they are alt-right hateful people, as Discord has confirmed by shutting down their Discord.
Oh, why wouldn't they?
They shut down our Wall Street Bet server for hate speech, glorifying violence, and spreading misinformation.
Like the stocks is now misinformation.
To be clear, we did not ban the server due to financial fraud related to GameStop or other stocks. And it's like,
well, that's good, because what fraud has occurred here?
They can't claim that they've broken the law because they haven't. So they're just saying, we took them down for hate speech.
Yeah.
Name the hate speech. Like, they've got nothing. It's just these people are...
It's the synchronization of all these narratives. It's us versus them. But sorry, let's go on.
Elon Musk responded to this, saying that even Discord has gone corpo. I assume he means like corporate. I mean, it's not really that. It's the SJWs again. Like, they run everything.
Yeah.
And I did sort of wonder about this, because, it is horrible what's happened with their Discord getting taken down, but really, was anything of value lost? So if we can get this up, like, we're not going to play this, because it's just them screaming at each other. Like, hundreds and hundreds of people in the voice chat. This is meant to be like the floor of Wall Street Bets.
Yeah, screaming buy and sell.
Which, for no reason. 24/7, that's the Discord. So I don't know. Maybe this is for the better. But the obvious point here is that the reaction to this has been the following meme, which is that we can't let people know that money isn't real. Like, yes, all of this is a social construct, and if you mess with the social construct, interesting things can happen.
Yes, that's true.
And the worst example of this was a guy on Fox News saying that they should ban social media for talking about
what
short
is this
stocks.
guy dressed like?
Yeah, I mean, not great fashion sense, but this, there were a few other people. A guy on CNN said a similar thing, where they were basically like, we need to stop people talking about stocks, and that'll solve the problem. It's like, right, but not stockbrokers, not the guys in Wall Street. You mean regular people?
Yeah,
that's the problem here.
He looks like a Batman villain. Well, I think this is a new one called the Cow. Which, I mean, why is he dressed like a cow?
Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
So the White House also got asked about this, and they responded by saying that they were monitoring the situation. But don't worry, we've got a woman monitoring it. That's the important thing.
It's very progressive.
So she responded by saying, I think the wording was like, we have the first woman secretary looking over this, something like this. And it was just like, oh, God. SJWs, controlled opposition, man.
So many jokes spring to mind that I probably can't say. Let's continue.
But it wasn't just the White House as well. NASDAQ also issued a statement saying that they were threatening to halt the stock over social media chatter. So that the plebs were saying things, and therefore we must shut down the idea that you could trade this stock.
This just reinforces Chris Cillizza's point that this is Trumpism. Because this is exactly what they did. This is exactly what they do with the Trump supporters. Every time the Trump supporters do something, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down.
Yeah.
But when our guys do something, oh no, look at the COVID thing. Oh, actually, Black Lives Matter protests didn't spread COVID, but your Trump protests do spread COVID. It's exactly the same thing.
There's definitely some similarities to be drawn here. And I love the idea that as soon as they start messing with the system in the same way Trump started messing with the system, go on, got to get him gone. Like Wall Street backed Joe Biden. You could look at the donations.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Absolutely. So we have the NASDAQ CEO apparently saying here that it's important for regulators to understand that manipulation is manipulation, if you can get the next one. So, the buying and selling a stock because we like the stock is manipulation. And they're saying whether or not it happens on new technology or it's happening through traditional mail, it's manipulation. It's like, right.
It's not manipulation when we do it.
When Wall Street has a backroom dealing and they decide we're gonna overshort this stock that destroyed the company, that's not manipulation. That's perfectly fine. But if a bunch of retards on Reddit go, we like the stock, and then 10,000 of them buy the stock, that's market manipulation. It's like, okay,
looks like Lynn Wood's prophecy is coming true. Every lie will be revealed.
Yeah, but the plebs engaging in the stock market is them manipulating the stock market.
That's right. That's what they think of you. That's just literally what they think.
Anything you do is bad.
Shut it down. You're not allowed to join this club.
The obvious question here is, well, okay, we're going after the plebs because they've done a bad thing, and therefore they're guilty, and we need to go after them. Well, apparently it's not just the plebs engaging in this. So a lot of people on Wall Street started to notice GameStop being the hip new thing. And if we can get the next one, this is some guy claiming that Morgan Stanley, for example, were investing in GameStop.
Okay.
So
what?
If the idea is that this is all market manipulation and we need to go after everyone who engaged in this, well then Wall Street's also guilty.
Well, duh.
In which case, what are you going to do with them?
Well, the question is, what's their understanding of what's happening here? Are they just looking at a spreadsheet and going, well, GameStop, I don't know anything about it, but it's really going up. It looks like, wow, it's really shot up quick. We better buy in quick so we get on that train or what? Who knows? I don't know.
It's hard to tell. We'd have to do a subpoena and get inside what they were saying.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm speculating. Just like they are, in fact.
I did see some suggestions that there's some 4D chess going on, but I can't confirm anything, so I don't want to speculate on that.
Yep.
Anyway, the next thing here was the Secretary of Exchange for Massachusetts coming out and saying that they should be a 30-day halt on all trading of GameStop. Like, shut it down. Literally 30 days. No one should trade anything. No one should be able to buy or sell.
5 minutes ago, no one cared about GameStop at all. now it's shutting down the financial markets.
Yeah, so the quote here from him is saying, I really think at this point it calls upon the regulators, in this case, New York Stock Exchange, to consider simply suppressing it for a month and stop trading it. So that's William Gelvin, the Secretary of State for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. He's in charge of
just come out and openly admit, we're just going to have to use force.
Yeah, we should absolutely stop trading this in any sense. And I can sort of see an argument for this. So my understanding is in cases of bubbles, the argument is you should intervene on a governmental level to stop everyone losing their money. And I could somewhat agree, maybe, but that's not what this is.
No.
And his next sentence alludes to how he's thinking, which is the small and unsophisticated investors are probably going to get hurt by this. As in, the guys throwing in for a meme are going to lose their money.
They want to lose their money.
That's kind of the point.
They want to lose their money because them losing their money makes you lose your money, and you lose a lot more money than they lose.
Yeah, like they lose 2%. Well, it's not much to them, but you lose 2%.
$300 or whatever that was given to them by the government.
You lose $6 billion if you lose 2%.
Exactly. So that they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, this is obviously absurd.
Oh no, those poor people on Wall Street Bets have no idea. Dude, look at the memes. Look at the avatars. They know what exactly
Just
what's
look at the
going on.
comments.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The comments are like 420, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Sure thing.
It's well worth spending $300 to make Wall Street to just quake. Well worth it.
That's the opinion of Wall Street Bets. I saw one guy laying out his plan, like, here's my advice, blah, 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 and then just a sub note at the bottom. Also, I'm higher AF right now, so maybe don't take this advice. Like, that's the people you're dealing with.
Yes.
These are not people who are really worried about the loss. They're there for a joke. So.
But they got given free money by the government.
Yeah, if you give them $2,000, what are they going to spend it on? GameStop. So there's a good meme here, which the guys... so this is not an official account just for people...
Because Twitter actually verified the official account because, they had to.
This has got out of hand. Saying, let people trade the stocks. And I absolutely agree. What's wrong with people trading the stock?
Yeah, we just like the stocks, man.
Like, if I just like the stock, I should be able to buy the stock. It's my money. It's a free country. And there were some other people defending the position of Wall Street Bets and whatnot, saying we shouldn't regulate this and that you shouldn't crack down on people just because they embarrassed you, which I'm in agreement with. So I was going on... I think this was Fox News. If you can scroll down a little bit, just so I can remember. Yeah, it's Fox Business talking about this. And his response was that this is unbelievably stupid if you think go after them. So let's play the first clip.
First of all of this nonsense, all of this noise, all of this whining by Wall Street, it's making me sick. 140% of GameStop was short. I didn't hear one person on TV complaining about Wall Street trying to crush GameStop. 140% short. Neil, you can't allow Wall Street to short 75% of a stock, and nobody says anything. Crush these companies into the dirt, and then when the individual investor makes money, everyone's up in arms. Oh, they're going to lose their shirt. Don't you think people are trading? If it traded 80 billion shares today, people are ringing the register. I have a kid who bought a house. He made $50,000 and bought a house. So yes, some people are going to lose and some are going to win. But if they want to change the rules of the game now because the general public is making money after decades of the shorts crushing thousands of stocks into the dirt. I have watched stocks being crushed completely to zero, and no one ever whispered anything because those stocks didn't have Wall Street sponsorship. They were small names. Maybe they went public through a reverse takeover. Whatever it was, the shorts have had their way with the market for decades. No one's ever complained about it. So I am thrilled. If you were going to try to destroy a company by shorting 140% of its stock, you have to accept the fact that individual investors are playing the same game that you're playing and now you're losing.
I just love that image there. It's just GameStop.
Yeah.
It looks like a meme, like it shouldn't be real life.
It does look like a meme, but that guy was based as hell.
Yeah, he was essentially making the point that, well, you guys shorted this over the top ridiculously, well, you deserve to pay for your mistakes.
Yeah.
And, well, that's the market. That's how it works.
And why shouldn't these people make some money out of their investments?
Yeah, I mean, if you screw up your portfolio, well, people should be able to basically take that money out of your portfolio because you're the one who's messed up.
That's how it works.
But that's not how it works for Wall Street. Wall Street is that we win every time, and other people winning is not fair. So you saw that there were some issues with people trading stuff, people stopping trades happening on certain things. And one of the interesting things, I heard some rumors that apparently trades on buying and selling the stock have been limited on a lot of platforms. Like in the last hour, I think it was like Amera something, Amera's Trade or something, also did it. But they're not stopping you on buying shorts. So you can't buy the stock, but you can buy the shorts. It's like, okay, well that doesn't look fair.
No.
Which
we're going to carry on the practice that put us in a vulnerable position that we were hoping to exploit, but you can't do anything in return because all one way and none of the other.
But you can literally invest in the Wall Street position, but you can't invest in the shitposter position. Strange. And there was also the guy here, we mentioned him before, he invested a few $100,000 for a laugh. Yes. You remember?
Yeah.
And he's now cashed out. And his defense of this was also pretty good.
Well, how much did he make?
He says, I think it was 500,000 in total he made. So let's play this clip for his defense.
You tweeted yesterday that you bought $115 calls in GameStop. Can you tell me what your position is as of this very moment?
I ended up closing up my position this morning, and I wanted to announce that I'm taking all the profits that I made, plus my original position. So I'm going to take $500,000. And I'm going to donate to the Barstool Fund for Small Businesses.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that what you're seeing is essentially a pushback against the establishment in a really important way. A lot of people who believe that, coming out of 2008, what happened was Wall Street took an enormous amount of risk, and they left retail as the bag holder. And a lot of these kids were in grade school and high school when that happened. They lost their homes. Their parents lost their jobs. And they've always wondered, why did those folks get bailed out for taking enormous amounts of risk and nobody helped and showed up to help my family? Instead of having idea dinners or, quiet whispered conversations amongst hedge funds in the Hamptons, these kids had the courage to do it transparently in a forum. And I'm not saying all of it is perfect by any means, but I think it takes an enormous amount of faith in the system to be that transparent, to talk about things, and then for each individual to make their own mind up and to do things.
So I'm absolutely right. I mean, good on him
a hero
for donating the money to a small business so more people can get into
Well, no, the Barstool Fund is to help small businesses that have been ruined by the COVID lockdowns.
Lots of other things as well, but
yeah,
COVID
sure, but that's one of the things.
Yeah,
but that's a very worthy cause.
But the point here being that the guys on Wall Street Bets are basically the kids who were destroyed by Wall Street back in 2008. They got bailed out for messing up their portfolios.
Yep,
undeserved, completely unjust. I have no idea why anyone agreed to this. And
because they control the government.
And they're now in a position where they're basically doing a similar thing, investing. They're making tons of money off some, obviously some kind of, I would describe it as sneaky, let's say, practices, because this is pretty sneaky. But the thing is that, Wall Street's no better, so stuff them. But he also making the point that Wall Street Bets is a forum that's open to literally anyone on the planet can read what your proposal is and what you think people should do.
Couldn't be more transparent.
There is no such transparency on Wall Street. You do not know what JP Morgan's up to.
Or anything else.
JP Morgan's dead now, actually, but
yeah.
Anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And true guy. There was also another prophecy that has apparently come true. So this was a prophecy here saying the top 5 richest people: Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Bernard Arnault, and retard 6969. And this is not coming exactly true, but it has come somewhat true. So there's a guy who's a new billionaire out of all of this. So someone actually became a billionaire, if you can give the next one up, which is this guy.
Yep.
So he is a pet store entrepreneur. He does lots of other things.
Goes by the username Frodo T. Baggins.
And he decided to invest $76 million in buying up more than 9 million GameStop shares.
He invested $76 million?
At the tail end of last year. So this was just him thinking GameStop could be reformed back in the day.
That was optimistic.
Buying 9 million shares. And then this has happened. So his position is up 800%. So he now has a market value of $825 million in GameStop.
Based.
So he's doing very well, and he's now a very rich man. So retard 6969. Hope you're doing well. And it's not just GameStop, obviously. So this is something we've had less time to cover, and we don't really know what's going on. Obviously, again and again, we're not experts, not financial advice. But a bunch of other stocks have also been experiencing something similar. So this is Bed Bath & Beyond has been soaring. And then the next one, some other stock has been soaring. I don't know which one that was. AMC Entertainment has been going up. A lot of people invested in that one for some reason.
God, their stock was low.
And then the next one, GameStop, obviously. I also saw Dogecoin is up 400%. So,
why not?
but I love the idea here. It's like some kids remembered their favorite places from 20 years ago and just decided to invest in them.
Well, I was literally going to say that, right? I bet all of these people, or at least a lot of these people who are like, focused on GameStop, who give a damn about GameStop. One of the reasons that they think about it is because when they were kids, they were going in there and buying console games secondhand and stuff like that.
I imagine that's part of the reason that GameStop became so special.
Exactly. I imagine, exactly.
Because apparently there are plenty of other stocks that are over-shorted.
Yeah.
And
it's just this one happened to be in their mind.
It's a bit of meme magic that's going on there.
Yeah, I love it.
So there's also the point here. So I've seen a lot of people saying, like Mia Khalifa, for example, tweeted out that you should buy AMC, and loads of other people jumping on the bandwagon buying stuff. We're not advising anyone buy or do anything. No. And but the argument here is that people are, and a lot of people are going to lose money and whatnot because they've brought into this myth that GameStop stock can only go up, and obviously that's not true. Like there's just a false narrative that the media are publishing, and the real message here from Wall Street Bets and everyone else is this message here, which was posted on Reddit. We can remain retarded for longer than they can stay solvent. It is just memes. Like these people are just doing it for a laugh. They're gonna lose money.
And they know they're gonna lose money.
A lot of people have made money out of this, sure, but this is gonna go down. And I don't want anyone claiming that this is, some nefarious practice. People are screwing over ordinary people. No, if you're investing in this, I think you're nuts.
Oh no, not the hedge fund managers. Will someone think of them?
No, but when the stock crashes, the people who have shares will lose it. But if you haven't realized now this is a joke, I don't know what world you're living in.
It's also part of like a culture war. This isn't what this is just make sure that the stock stays high enough so when they're forced to buy back or whatever from the short selling, that they have to fork out huge amounts of cash. That's what people are doing, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's the Joker meme of having a bunch of money that you've saved up and they're just burning it to piss off Wall Street.
Yeah, but look how much money you're burning in return.
You have to burn 10 times as much as I do.
Yeah.
So isn't that funny?
Yes,
that's all that's going on there. It's not some,
It's absolutely perfect. I'm seeing the Joker memes in regard to this everywhere as well. It's great. I love it.